pain. That was all I felt. Nothing but unbearable pain that nearly sent me to the brink of tears. But I couldn't. I wouldn't let myself show any sign of weakness. I couldn't afford to. Even though I was alone, probably miles from any creature living or dead, the years I spent in the hive had drilled that into me. Never show weakness. Never show fear. It was survival. It was pride. But it's hard to cling to pride when every nerve in your body is screaming. When your wings feel like they've been torn from their base, your chest burns like fire, and even breathing hurts. I tried to move, just a twitch, just enough to lift my leg. Nothing. It was like my body had given up without telling me. I could feel the cracked shell along my side. My hooves scraped raw from skidding across Celestia knows how much dirt and rock. My head was pounding, every heartbeat like a drum smashing through my skull. The last thing I remembered before waking up here was light. Blinding, white, hot light surging from the castle at the heart of Canterlot. The explosion had launched dozens of us into the sky like rag dolls. I'd been close to the castle gates, flying just behind Kuno when the blast hit. Kuno, my commander. My friend. My mentor. I wasn't even sure where she landed, or if she had. Was I the only one left? Wind brushed across the grass around me, soft and different. I could hear it rustling the tall blades around my broken form. I didn't even know what part of Equestria I was in now. Probably miles from the capital. Maybe further. For a while, I just laid there, letting the pain roll through me like waves. Until the memories started creeping in. Unwelcome, but persistent. Like they always were. Their faces. I smiled faintly in spite of everything. The stallions. The ones I had been sent to seduce, to manipulate. To extract love from like it was just another resource for the hive. But they weren't just missions. They were real. They were kind. Curious. Honest. So painfully open in ways changelings were never allowed to be. And I loved them. Not all at once. Not right away. But it happened. Every time. No matter how much I told myself it was part of the job. No matter how much I reminded myself of my orders. I fell for them. I cared. And in the end, I left them. I had to leave them. I remembered the moment each one found out who I really was. When my disguise melted away. When they saw me for what I was, fangs, chetin, holes in my legs, all of it. They didn't run. None of them ran. They just stood there. Frozen. Silent. Their faces blank except for the tears that welled in their eyes. Not anger. Not hatred. Just heartbreak. I saw that same expression again and again, burned into my memory like the afterimage of lightning. I wanted them to scream at me. To curse me. To give me anything but that awful soul-crushing silence. I tried to shut the memories out, but they pressed in. My vision blurred. Not from pain this time. But tears. Real ones. Ones I couldn't stop. I squeezed my eyes shut, but that only made it worse. Their names, their faces, the warmth of their hooves brushing mine under candlelight. The softness in their voices when they said, I love you. All of it surged forward like a tidal wave crashing into my battered heart. Allura Silk. That's the name I always gave them. That was who they knew. The gentle, poised mare with the smooth voice and shy smile. A unicorn with a creamy pink coat and a soft mane that curled like spun silk. A name that sounded like a dream and felt like one too. They all loved her. And I tried to pretend, every time, that she was me. There was Pharos, a traveling jeweler with an easy laugh and a habit of losing track of time whenever he started working on a new piece. He used to say my eyes sparkled more than any gem he'd ever cut. We spent 3 moons together on the road. I told myself I was only staying for the love he provided. For the nourishment. But I lingered after every feeding, curled up beside him in our little caravan bed, listening to him hum lullabies to the stars. He carved me a pendant once, just a circle of blue stone, polished and simple. He said it reminded him of the sky the day we met. I left it behind when I ran. I couldn't bear to take it. I still see his face, how it twisted when I dropped the illusion. He tried to smile, tried to understand, but the smile broke halfway through and never returned. Then there was Bristle. Loud, brash, with the kind of laugh that startled birds out of trees. A farmer with strong hooves and a crude sense of humor, but he'd sing to his pigs like they were family. He loved music. Used to make me dance with him in the barn under the rafters. Said my voice was better than the radio. He didn't cry when I left. He just stared. Said, "So even this was a lie?" I had no answer. I just stood there, choking on words I couldn't find. Then there was Argent Bloom. He was young, sweet, a little shy, but full of dreams. He had this big plan to open a winery, to make something beautiful and lasting with his own hooves. When I met him, no, when Alora Silk met him, he was just starting out. A little place on the edge of the countryside, barely held together with his hope and a few barrels. He told me once, with this boyish sparkle in his eyes, that he wanted to bottle joy. Said, "If I can make something that makes a pony smile, just once, that's enough for me." I laughed when he said it, but not because it was funny. It was innocent. Too good for the world I came from. He made that dream happen. I saw it. His vineyard grew, the winery blossomed. I watched from afar after I left, keeping just enough distance to avoid detection, but close enough to see he was happy. And he named one of the wines Alora, said it was smooth and warm with a gentle sweetness, just like I was. I still have the bottle somewhere. I never opened it. I couldn't. It felt like drinking something sacred. It was the last piece of something pure. Beat the last Turner clay. He lived on the edge of Ponyville. Nothing fancy about him. His mane was always a little unkempt, and his coat was a shade of muddy brown that made him blend into every crowd. He wasn't handsome, not in the way most ponies think of it, but his eyes always looked at me like I was something more. Like I was a goddess who had stumbled into his life by mistake, and he wasn't about to let go. Out of all the hearts I've broken, his was the one that broke mine. He'd wake up every morning before me just to make breakfast. Burnt toast and over, buttered muffins, always a little crooked, but made with love. He left notes around the house, little ones. "You're perfect. I missed you. I love your laugh." He never missed a chance to remind me how much I meant to him. He used to say, "You always seem too good to be true." And in a way, he was right. I was never supposed to fall for him. I was supposed to blend in, extract the love, then disappear. But every smile he gave me chipped away at the armor the hive had built around my heart. When the order came to return, I did what I was trained to do. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I dropped my disguise, let Alora Silk fall away, and stood in my true form before him, cold and sharp and unnatural. I kept my face stone. I thought if I hardened myself, it wouldn't hurt. But Turner didn't scream. He didn't run. He just looked at me, and I saw the spark die in his eyes. He had a rose in his mouth, one of those pale yellow ones he always picked from his garden, and it just dropped, fell into the dirt like it meant nothing. Then, barely a whisper, I knew it was too good to be true. That moment shattered me. I wanted him to yell. I wanted him to scream, throw things, and hate me. Anything. Anything to dull the edge of his silence. But he didn't. He just turned and walked back inside, slow and quiet, like I was already a ghost. Just stood there as the realization hit me. I had broken him. He gave me his heart, all of it. And I didn't just break it, I shattered it. I deserved to die. I whispered, the words cracking as they left my throat. I lay there in the field, the pain in my body dulling beneath the weight of something even heavier. Guilt. It all hit me at once. Every smile, every lie wrapped in truth, every goodbye I never wanted to say. I cried until there was nothing left in me. The sun dipped lower, staining the sky in hues of gold and fire, and still I couldn't move. My wings ached. My chest burned. My heart, it felt hollow. Time blurred. Maybe an hour passed. Maybe more. Eventually, exhaustion pulled at my limbs, lulling me into sleep. My eyes grew heavy, the edges of my vision darkening. But just before it all went black, I saw it, a figure, a pony, walking toward me, and then nothing. Just darkness.